What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me in studio for a very special episode of In The Kliq is one of my favorite local comedians here in the Bay Area, Kris Tinkle. How's it going, man?
What's up, dude? Thanks for having me, man.
Dude, I'm super excited to have you here in the studio. It's kind of funny how I guess you and I connected with one another. So I haven't had a chance to tell you this. So I guess it was last month I saw one of your sponsor posts on Instagram. Yeah. And I was like, oh, my God, I remember seeing this guy because you were doing like a sponsor post for your Instagram page and one of your videos on your profile. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, I remember this guy. I was always kind of wondering, like, what happened to you? I was telling you off the air.
You and a lot of other people. No.
Yeah, no, seriously, because I was telling you off the air, my best friend just started doing stand-up comedy about 2 years now. And so for me, just following as a friend, watching him kind of come up through the scene here locally, it made me remember just a lot of the great comics that I've seen over the years here in the Bay Area. And you were one of them. And I was like, I wonder what happened to Kris. And because I have seen you at Cobb's before, but I saw your sponsor post. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I started following you. And then I was like, somehow you and I got in touch just talking about wrestling.
Yeah, I posted this meme. That's right. With Cody Rhodes, and I don't know what I can say for language-wise, but it was
say whatever you want. Podcast form, say what you want.
Oh, it was something along the lines of it was that still of Cody after that weird Rock promo, and I made a meme that said underneath it, I think the Rock just tried to fuck me. And then like, anyone who's like a wrestling fan was like, oh, dude, that's exactly what.
Yes.
Because I think they thought it was like it meant something else, but to most immature people were like, wait. Was The Rock kind of like weirdly trying to do some like Eyes Wide Shut to stuff to Cody right now?
Yeah.
So when you comment, oh, dude, I didn't know that you like wrestling. And then we went and then we just were like sharing photos, and then I was like, dude, are we like wrestling buddies now? I think we're wrestling buddies.
It was like
now.
in Step Brothers, or was it Step Brothers?
Yes.
You just become best friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said you're wearing like a Bret Hart shirt, and I was like, I'm wearing a Stone Cold shirt right now.
And they were like, dude, they're gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Then we just start. Yeah. It was one like nerd out after another.
Yes.
For about an hour, I think.
And then
on
just
Instagram.
Perfect coincidence, you mentioned to me you do have a local show coming up here in San Francisco. First off, man, you booked your local show same weekend as WrestleMania 41.
Yeah, so it's not just like, I'm shooting my first comedy special.
Okay.
So I've done 3 albums, and this was like the one weekend where it's like, Marijuana Week here also in San Francisco. So there's like a lot of events there.
Yes.
So we kind of got the idea, you know what, we should have it then. And that was like months ago that I had the idea. Mm-hmm. And then when they said the dates that it was, I was like, oh, no, I can't go to WrestleMania. And then my dad was kind of sad because we kind of planned on going.
Oh, really?
But,
okay, cool.
Yeah, but so once I had, part of life is just acceptance. And I wasn't, dude. And not only can I not go to it, I can't really watch it on Saturday because I'm going to be busy. So as soon as we're going to have like they want to have like an after party, and I don't like party. I don't drink. I don't like smoke anymore. So like no one knows, but I really just want to go home and watch WrestleMania after my show. I literally just want to get off stage, make sure all the cameras worked, everything was fine, and we got it. And I just want to go home, but they're going to make me stay there until like 2 a.m. and hanging out and smiling. But honestly, I just want to go. I think as soon as I get home, I'm going to try to stay up as long as I can and watch Mania, and then get up and then watch Takeover on Sunday.
That's right.
Or Takeover on Saturday.
Yeah, Stan delivers. Saturday,
okay,
Saturday
cool.
morning.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to watch it all.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I'm sure you can watch SmackDown live this Friday. So we're recording on a Thursday right now. So actually, before we get into everything, Kris is joining me. So yes, he is performing here in San Francisco. So Chronic Culture, that's where you're performing this Saturday, April 19th. That's at 415 10th Street here in San Francisco.
Yes, it is.
So you're doing two
shows. Yeah. So this is my first. So I've done 3 albums.
Okay.
But I've been doing comedy so long.
Yeah.
We didn't like when I started, even when I did my 3rd album, the idea of me grabbing like 5 cameramen and paying for everything and calling it a special, dude, that was not done. You waited for someone to call you special, like HBO,
yes,
or Comedy Central. And now it's like, I mean, people doing comedy 6 months, and they're like, oh, I'm shooting a special. So it's like, I've been working on a new hour for about, like a year or two.
Okay.
And so I was like, I think I'm ready to do something. And then super cool, a friend of mine who's in like production, he happened, we got super lucky, like my whole crew, they own all the stuff that we're going to use, all the equipment. So any all rental fees and all that, I don't have to worry about it. So it's like, all of a sudden, then it seemed really enticing. It's like, oh, this would have cost like, $25,000.
Yeah.
But now we don't have to rent anything.
Cool.
So then I was like, oh yeah, let's just do it. So I was like, and then I just broke my foot. You guys can't see on, but like I'm trying to smile here.
Over there.
Yeah. My crutches are over there. So yeah, I broke my foot like 4 weeks ago. Couldn't be worse timing. And it's just like, I can't really get around all that much right now. And it was like, I was like, well, let's just try to I was like, well, why don't we just postpone it for like a month? Then I can watch WrestleMania. I was like, why don't we just postpone it for a month? And then, like the crew we got and the building, we already paid for a lot of stuff already.
Okay.
So like my guy was like, yeah, we really can't. I mean, he waited like 3 days to tell me. And then he was like, yeah, dude, we can't. You have to do it. And I'm like, so then I really thought I wasn't going to do it. I was like, oh, I get to watch WrestleMania. I get to just rest for a couple weeks.
Rest your foot.
Yeah. And then, so we're back on. So I have to wear this boot on stage. I can't really wear shoes yet.
Okay.
So, but you know what? Here's how, if I didn't have this adversity, I would wonder what was up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like this is like everything is going exactly how it should be. The fact that I'm breaking stuff, I can't go see WrestleMania. It's all like, oh yeah, this is part. If everything was like perfect, then I would wonder what was going on.
I was gonna say, when I first saw you come up here in the lobby, I thought you were doing your best Brian Pillman impression.
Oh no.
It's like, oh my, I felt like Stone Cold here, and you're Brian Pillman with the boot on.
Yeah, dude, you're so funny. You're like, oh, I was gonna take you around. I'm like, well, I'm not like, I'm not like handicapped. I just got a bad footsie. Dude, you would never, so many Uber drivers will be like, oh my God, they open the door for me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I had this Amazon guy the other day who called from downstairs, and I just ordered microwave popcorn because it's so much cheaper on Amazon. I'll be honest. A little behind the curtain, everybody. I like microwave popcorn, and it's like $9 at Safeway. If you just order on Amazon, you get like 4 times as much for the same price. So he called, and he's like, yeah, I can't get in. Can you come down? And I was like, and I didn't have the heart, I didn't tell him. So I'm like going down the crutches. Dude, this guy he saw me come down. Because I live on the 3rd floor also right now.
Okay.
So it's like I have to, navigating those stairs is really, but just seeing his face like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he like walked up with me, dropped the thing off. I'm like, dude, it's just popcorn, man. It weighs like 3 pounds. But he felt so bad. So I'm excited, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I got a bunch of friends coming on Saturday. I got a bunch of
So what times are the 2 show times?
7 and 9:30.
7 and 9:30. Yeah. So I definitely encourage everyone, if you're watching this or listening, please follow Kris on Instagram, Kris Tinkle Comedy on Instagram, and that's Kris with a K.
Yes, sir.
And then for the tickets, you go to Eventbrite. I see you have the link in your bio here.
Yes.
Got the Eventbrite link. So please, WrestleMania can wait. If you're a wrestling fan, it can wait. It's only night 1.
Yeah, we have a show at 9:30 too. So you can hustle over, and we made that happen.
Yeah, totally. No, I encourage, check out Kris. You are hilarious, and I can vouch for that. As far as I told you before, yes, I've seen you live at Cobb's Comedy Club years ago. Like, for me, I don't know what about you always stood out. It just, at the time when I saw you had like longer hair, a little more, it was bushy hair, and just like,
all right, I'll say it. I look like a Geico caveman. I used to have a joke about it. Remember, I used to have a whole bit about it when I was in school, because I was a school teacher also. And I had a bit about how there was a kid in my classroom, and I looked just like the Geico caveman. I did, and I'll say it. I don't care. I'm not ashamed.
Okay.
But I told this kid to like do something, and he's like, no. I asked him if he could spell a word. He goes, no, I can't, but I can help you save your money on car insurance. And the whole class just went bananas, and this kid just. Oh my God. And I had nothing. I was just like, dude. That good one. I'm all fair and square. Like,
that's the start of your villain origin story right there.
100%. And the kid was so proud of himself because he knew he got me. So I used to tell that story on stage.
Okay.
Because it'd be a waste not to. I mean, you know.
But yeah, you were hilarious every time I saw you like at Cobb's. And then I remember for some reason, like that's the one weird thing about me. I'll remember just random little things in my brain of like things I saw or witnessed in life. And so when I saw you, for some reason you had this bit where you like did like a kick on stage, but it was like with such force and emotion. I was like sitting, I think with the first couple rows, and I was just like, "Whoa!" Like I was just like, it kind of was like a jolt of adrenaline that night. So that always stuck with me. One of your bits there, you're talking on stage.
Well, here's a spoiler for this Saturday. There are going to be no kicks. Okay, there are no kicks coming because I will fall over.
Yes, please.
I will fall over. So there's going to be. Yeah, that's the thing I've been working on the last couple of weeks is how I'm going to stand on. I just did a set of the Punchline.
Yeah,
and I was trying to get off the stairs. And this lady in the front row saw me, and I just like looked down and I realized I was like, oh, that's kind of steep. I just looked down and I go, fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and this lady sees me, and she just pops up her seat and grabs my hand and walks me down the stairs. I'm like, that was so emasculating, but also so nice at the same time.
Just, man, if I was you, I would totally get sympathy or take advantage of that any situation I can get.
Yeah, I mean, my friends are like, can you just wear your shoes? I'm like, well, listen, I'm going to have a limp anyway. So why would I not wear the boot if I have to I'm going to have a limp. It's going to look dumb if I'm just wearing tennis shoes. And I'm like, you can tell how old I am because I just call them tennis shoes. But, geez Louise.
But, no, but with that being said, like, I know, like I was following you. I think I was like on your Facebook page years ago or something. Like I would see like your various posts and stuff. And that's how I kind of kept tabs on you. And then I felt like you were kind of gone for a bit, but I know you like moved around for a while.
Yeah. So I also started to hate social media. I went through a period I just started playing the game where I'm making clips and I just shot like a mini special where I did it at Punchline, and I did like about 25 minutes of older jokes so I can like promote because like I said, I had the albums but no video. So I decided to use that to like, so I've been making all these clips and so yeah, I kind of purposely, and also we had COVID, which was awesome for stand up.
True. Well, I was going to say you're preaching to the choir as someone, I've been, working here in radio for 20 years now, coming up on 20 years. And I'm so used to like starting when I got into radio, everything was just audio only. But within the last, ever since YouTube got started, but especially in the last 5 years, I would say since COVID, when everyone was doing more video calls, Zoom, StreamYard, whatever, everyone's doing more content video based, which is great. I love all the video stuff, but
it's weird though, right? Because part of me is like, why do you want to watch us talk?
I know.
I don't like, I watch podcasts, but I don't really watch it. I listen to it in the background and I do other stuff.
Yeah.
So, but like people, it's like,
It's trippy because, as I was telling you before, so yeah, I'm not going to WrestleMania this year as well. I'm bummed as well because I'm looking on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff, and I see a lot of people from the wrestling media that I've met because I've gone to 6 WrestleManias as part of the press. And I'm seeing everyone's like arriving in Las Vegas right now. I'm like, I wish I was there. And I love doing like the media day where you interview the wrestlers. Yeah. I couldn't make it this year. I'll keep that private. Or no, okay. I didn't get a media credential this year. I applied. I'll just be honest. I applied and I got denied.
Oh no.
And I was like, what?
Oh no.
And I sent 2 follow-up emails and no response. Like, hey, can you reconsider? I've been to 6 WrestleManias. Now, granted, it's a different regime now.
Yes.
Running WWE. Yeah. So it's different people. But it just kind of bums me out because, like, I've gone 6 times before and, like, working in radio. I like to think I do a good job with these interviews versus some of the, maybe younger people out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just.
Well, let's make sure that you get it next year.
Yes.
Let's talk about how great The Rock is as a person and as a music star.
Yes.
Film star.
We love The Rock.
Yeah, he's the best.
What he does for TKO and the board, everything is great.
Let's get tickets.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, man.
I'm working on New Orleans next year already.
Yeah.
So, no, with that being said, I'm like, okay, I got to step up my game because there's a lot of influencers, podcasters, YouTubers going to WrestleMania covering. It's like, okay, I got to step up my game as well. So for anyone who follows me on social, I've been posting a lot more video clips over the last couple months. I'm just trying to keep up with the time. So I'm totally with you as far as adjusting to this new world that we live in.
Yeah, and then you have that moment, right, where you're like, oh, it's not about who's talented. It's about who went and bought the stuff that you need. And it's about who puts in the work to like do or like who buys that AI program to help you edit clips.
I use the AI program.
Yeah, 100%.
I do it too.
100%.
Shout out Opus Clips. That's what I use personally.
Yeah. So here's what's really funny is my friend, I'm gonna give him a shout out. Emmett Short, he was telling me he works for something because I was asking him about editing, and he's like, dude, I don't have time to edit your goddamn podcast. Yeah. This is like a couple years ago, and I was like, because I didn't know where to start, and he's like, dude, I work for this company. They're called. So he is like the frat dude who's in all the ads. Who's like, oh, we can cut up your
that guy.
Yeah,
I see his face every day. I
see him, dude. I
think, know him,
dude. We're buddies, but I think that we're closer than we really are because I see him every single day on my Facebook now, and I'm like, wait, we haven't actually talked in like we haven't said hi in like 6 months. So like Emmett Short.
I'm sorry, that guy.
Yes, Emmett. So he's a stand-up as well. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's a great. Yeah, he's from Sacramento. He used to come. He's one of those dudes who used to drive to SF to do the punchline on Sunday for free, and like just like pay dues and everything. Really funny guy. He's a really. He figured out a long time ago that you got to start editing, and so like he is like I mean, he was like my first choice to edit my special, and then we got it's taken care of. But like he was my first like I was telling my friends, I'm like, he's the guy that does Opus. So they're like, what? I'm like, dude, he obviously knows what he's doing. Look, and I was like, yeah,
that's incredible. Okay, well at least I know I'm happy to know my money's going to him, my annual amount that I pay for it. So,
well, I thought it was so funny because I was like, why is he trying to pawn me off with some goddamn company? And now I see, but it's like, it's great.
Yeah, actually,
totally. I mean, you have to do like a little work for it. Yes, but it's definitely
time saver still.
Yeah, and if they want to give us some extra credit for this plug right now,
I was gonna say, hey, Opus Clips, if you want to sponsor and it's like give us free accounts, something, But no, like I said, Kris, very excited to see you here. We definitely have to get you on a more regular basis with talk wrestling stuff. And I would love, I know we got a busy day for you and I, so we'll definitely, this episode, if you couldn't see already from the title of this episode, this is our like WrestleMania preview, WrestleMania 41. But I would love to get you on again, talk more about the local comedy
100%
scene there. Like I said, I have so much respect for everyone, the comics out here, because like it's very much to me like the local music scene. You guys are grinding, paying your dues. Like I said, just that hustle. I totally respect all that. But
that show on Sundays, right?
Yeah.
So, at the punchline where there's like 85 comics show up and only 10 people get on.
Yeah.
Dude, I hadn't done it in like 5-6 years, and I did it, I've done it since like I've been back in town for like the last year.
Okay.
And the first time I did it, I haven't been that nervous in so long. I even said it on stage. I was like, you guys don't realize there's like 75 comics who don't know me that are in the back be like, I hope this guy eats it. And you're like, and you can feel it. And then when you get the first couple laughs, people are like, oh, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Okay. Yeah. And then people are nice to you. But until you prove that you're funny, you're the guy who took someone else's spot.
Yes. Oh my God.
It's like, man, SF has always been super cutthroat because everyone's really good and like iron sharpens iron.
Okay. Not to go on another tangent, but real quick, what is the state of the current San Francisco comedy scene? And I asked that because I feel like I know some people who are like saying like Austin's the place to be now, all that stuff. But SF
will always be top 5.
Okay.
Always be top 5.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah, always be top 5. I mean, people are going, no. I mean, look, hey, Austin's cool, and if you want to throw me any like bookings, I'm down. But and I actually have done comedy there, and it's a great town for comedy.
Okay.
But SF will always be. I mean, now because of YouTube, every town, little towns with 1,000 people now have a scene, unquote.
Yeah.
They have a scene, so everyone thinks their scene is so. It's like it's your scene. So, I was in Ann Arbor area for a while in Michigan. Yeah. And they have a scene, and it's like 40 comics deep, and you're like, oh, how cute. You guys are just like,
starting out.
I didn't say that. You said it. I did not say it. They're all very talented.
Yes, absolutely.
I need to get booked there again.
Yes, please come on out. No, but I definitely encourage everyone, go see Kris perform this weekend. I'll put all the info in the description of this podcast as well.
And also have that little mini special that I just put out too, which is like 23 minutes long.
Where can people watch that?
It's on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. It's like it's like the video on top. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It's got some older jokes on there, and it's got some ones that I'm Probably, a bunch of jokes about MMA. I'm a big MMA fan also.
Yes, I saw one of the clips on your
yeah.
Instagram about was it a deaf guy?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah. There's a deaf MMA fighter. His name is Matt Hamill.
Okay.
And he was awesome. And there's some, I make some joke. It's all very nice. He's also,
Yes.
he was cool. So I made that joke, and then he just had that implant surgery. So he posted on social media, and I was like, God damn, this guy ruined my joke, dude. I was like, God damn it. I should have posted this clip earlier, but I tried to fight this whole social media thing.
Yes. But no, like I said, I'm super happy to have you here. I'm always down to collab and get more people on, wrestling fans, talk about. Listen, there's so much.
I was so excited that you liked wrestling.
I know.
Like, oh, wait, what?
Actually, okay, before we talk WrestleMania 41, kind of like preview, predictions, all that stuff, I do have 3 icebreaker questions I ask every new person on In The Kliq podcast. First one, who's your all-time favorite wrestler?
There's one I can't say because he did some real bad stuff.
Oh,
but
okay.
Bret Hart is my favorite. Yeah.
Hence why, if you're watching the video, you can see you got your pink.
My pink Bret Hart.
Ooh, with the wing eagle.
And my second favorite is going to be this man right here, CM Punk. I got CM Punk. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my second favorite.
Sweet. Okay. All-time favorite wrestling match.
Probably, Bret Hart versus Owen. At that was
that WrestleMania 10?
Yeah,
like
I
arguably the
how
greatest
great that was.
Opening match of all time.
Yeah, and then also.
Or was it
but I remember when I was a kid, Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man. Yeah. That was the one that I just remember. I was on a ride. Yeah, I was just so excited. Yeah, and at one point, like my dad was like, he may not win. Like he was trying to let me down because I was like. Dude, I got, okay, by the way, I'm a white guy and Ricky Steamboat is not a white guy. Yeah. And I went with a picture of Ricky Steamboat to my barber and was like, I want this mullet right here. And I had a Ricky Steamboat haircut with like light brown hair, which is not what, it's not what you're, but I had the Steamboat haircut. I had all of it, dude. I was in. And then, so that's probably, that is probably like my favorite. I'd say. And then there's some more that I can't say because the guy's, he did some bad stuff.
Gotcha. All good. Totally gotcha. And then third question, wrestling bucket list. Do you have something in the wrestling world that you want to accomplish or experience? Just for example, for me, I would love to see Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome. Like I would love to accomplish that. So is there a wrestling event or experience or even take a bump in the ring? Is there anything wrestling related, bucket list related you would love to experience?
I always thought that being like a bad guy manager would be the most fun.
Okay.
Ever. But and I'm working I wrote like a treatment for a script about a bad guy manager. And just to just for fun, just to see, because I went to school for that writing and all that. Yeah. So that would be to be able to be a bad guy manager, or to write or to like finish the script would be a lot of fun just because it's just like you can't do that in comedy. You can't like grab the mic and tell people how bad. I see that clip yesterday with like CM Punk just going off, like when he was a bad guy when he was part of Nexus. Yeah. I had never seen that clip, and my friend sent it to me. Okay. And he was like foul. He was like
it's the terms he was using.
Rated R. Like he was going off, and I was like, it's so weird. I think I told you that on the text. I was like, it's so weird because his baby face now is so noble and like, he's
good
like
friend.
Yeah. He's like a good dude. And like, he comes in and helps people if they're hurt. Yeah. And seeing him just like scream at these fans and call them all kinds of names that you can't say. Say
I know. I was shocked too.
It was just so fun. You can't do like in stand up. You can't turn heel because it's you up there. You can't be like, you can a little bit.
We could save that as far as that idea, like El Grande Americano. Yes, I know he's getting a lot of heat right now for what he represents.
What's the Gulf of America?
Gulf of America. That whole
my
thing.
friend is like is Mexican. He was like shaking his head at it. He's like, yeah, I don't know.
But I was just gonna say, it's tough to get heat these days as a wrestler. But I remember CM Punk. I went to a house show at the Cow Palace, and it was like the SmackDown brand. CM Punk was on their Straight Edge Society. It was a house show, and he was getting booed the hell out of the arena from everyone. I was like, this is awesome. Like, he has so much heat. Like, people hate him. It was amazing. But you're right. Here we are 15 years later, 15 plus years later, and just how loved he is by everyone. So
Yeah.
you're right. It's still a trip to see him.
Dude, that straight edge. I remember that one of his promos was one of the reasons why I got back into pro wrestling. Me and my roommate, who was a comic at the time.
Yeah.
We were just going through, I think it was Monday Night Raw, and he was like yelling at the audience, telling the audience that if they didn't spend their money on beers and if they spent their money on books, then their kids would be better educated.
Yeah.
And like they were so mad at him.
Yeah.
They were booing.
Yeah.
And my buddy turned to me, he goes, dude, everything he's saying is right.
I know.
And I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, if they did actually spend money on books and said, and then it was just so, he's saying all this horrible stuff, but he's not lying. It's all true.
Yeah.
Dude, he's great, dude.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Have you ever like met him yet or like interviewed him once?
Okay.
Oh no.
I should say this. No. I love CM Punk. He did once call in toward the morning show I worked on years ago, but I was the producer, or I am the producer of the morning show, so I was trying to explain to my guys who are not wrestling fans who he is, how big of a deal is. I was trying to like give them a bunch of info. Sure enough, they were reading some stuff off Wikipedia, and they were reading that, and I think he realized they were reading off Wikipedia, so it just made for some awkward moments. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, part of his charm is he's a grump.
Yes,
It's
and
probably
calling
charm.
out people on their BS,
Yeah.
and I think he realized these two guys didn't know much about him.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you off the air what they were asking him, but it just, and I was like, oh, like I'm a hardcore. I was still very young in the game, in the radio world, that like eventually, it's actually 10 years ago now where I started doing wrestling interviews. WrestleMania 31 here at Levi Stadium.
Oh, that's a great one.
That was the first time I did Radio Row for WWE, and I was doing a bunch of interviews, interviewed Paul Heyman, all these guys. It was such an amazing weekend, and I was like, wow. And that's really got me, is like, I can do these interviews by myself, and it was such an eye-opening experience. And shout out WWE at the time for just giving me that opportunity.
You'll be back.
Yes.
Dude, The Rock is so great, dude. I can't wait to see
love The Rock.
Moana 3.
Yes, absolutely, dude.
And that live action Moana. I bet you he's going to win an Oscar.
I'll give The Rock my soul.
I'll give him. Yeah, he can have my soul.
Take it.
I met CM Punk once at he did an autograph signing at Caroline's Comedy Club in Manhattan, which is now closed. R.I.P.
I've been there once, saw Dolph Ziggler perform.
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania 2019. I was there.
So they did like a signing, and my friend was like the manager there. And I just opened up for like Bill Burr there at Caroline's. And so they were like, so the guy found out I was a fan of wrestling. He's like, dude, you want to come by? So I got a photo with CM Punk, but it was literally the very last photo of his whole day there. And he knew I didn't pay also. And his look on his face is just like, yeah, whatever, dude. And I'm leaned into him. I mean, he was nice.
Yeah.
And then I used to be on an MMA podcast called Hammer Fisting.
Okay.
Which if you don't know what that is, it's a move in MMA. It sounds real bad. But and he like glanced at my shirt and then kind of smiled like, oh, okay, because he's an MMA, MMA guy. And so we had he did smile at me once, but he was very tired. And you could also tell that he was like, so this guy got him for free, huh?
This guy. So no, I've not officially met him in person. I've seen him. I went to before he rejoined WWE, I went to a New Japan show in San Jose a couple years ago. He was there with Lars from Rancid because they're best buds. So they were kind of like a section over from me. So I saw him from afar, but I've never got to meet him in person. So hopefully one day.
Yeah.
I was telling you before, Lars and I are cool. Lars lives here in San Francisco. He goes to a lot of local wrestling indie shows. So hopefully one day, maybe Lars can be that middle person to make it happen. So what's up, Lars? I love you too, man. Love Rancid.
Lars?
Yeah, so, okay, let's jump right into it. WrestleMania 41's this weekend, 2 nights in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. As of this moment, 13 matches announced. So we'll power through these. And
13 matches.
I know. So there's 7 for the first night for Saturday night.
Remember they used to have 13 on one show.
I was
like
at the
5
last
minutes.
one. I was at the last one in New York, 2019. That was like an 8-hour day at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
It was insane, but it was cool to see Becky win, both titles and Kofi Mania.
I saw that SummerSlam 2021 in Vegas.
I was there too.
Dude, that was like 7 hours. By the end of it, I was like, I just want to go home. Well, I hate wrestling. They're long days, man. Real long days.
Because I think was it technically Wrestle Kingdom was like the first one to do like a 2-night event.
Yeah.
So I'm glad WWE just copied that idea. It's like, let's make this 2 nights now. And double the money, whatnot.
Sell the
So
tickets, people buy it.
so right now, I'm guessing there'll probably be one more match added. I'm guessing Randy Orton will get a match added, as we've seen on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Kevin Owens announced he's going to have neck surgery. He's going to be out for.
What a bummer, man!
I know that is
it was
really
such
sad.
a weird promo because I was like, he's great. Like,
yes,
he's probably like my top 5. He's great, and I was like, he's not that good of an actor though. And I was like, I think he's really hurt. And then it just kind of like ended weird. And then you're like,
just
oh
walked
no,
out.
he really is hurt. Like he looks so heartbroken.
Yeah, and because he's like, hey, I can't be at WrestleMania, and who knows if he ever comes.
And
can
they've been
come
working
back.
that feud. Dude, that feud was set up like months and months and months ago.
And how ironic is it? Like his storyline, he was hurt Randy Orton's neck, he hurt Cody Rhodes' neck, and then break kayfabe, he has a legit neck injury. Part of me was like, small little part of me was like, wouldn't that be the most heel move? He swerves, everyone says I have a broken neck. But, I think that's something they're not going to lie about on TV.
Yeah.
So he's out. We definitely wish him a speedy recovery and just, well-being. But with that being said, the match with Randy Orton's not going to happen. Nick Aldis told Randy Orton, hey, sorry, you don't have a match at WrestleMania. So they look like they're trying to figure something out. I don't know if it's going to be like a mystery opponent.
Yeah.
He RKO'd Nick Aldis. I would love Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis because Nick Aldis is a former 2-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
I would love to see that as opponent. Who do you think Randy Orton could be wrestling?
They're in a really tough spot, man.
Yeah.
Because, if they had like another month, him and like, you could do Aldis and that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people don't know that and I always thought that like they could do a really good 6-month thing, between him and like Adam Pearce too.
Yeah.
Like they both have like one last match
I would
at like Survivor Series or something.
Yes.
So it was like, I know that this is like emergency, so they're going to have to pull out someone good. If they don't go Aldis, I assume, but this is also weird. I assume you either got to go Miro or Aleister Black,
Yep.
but then one of those guys has to win.
Yeah,
you can't have him come out. It's not AEW. You can't have him. You can't have dude.
Shout out
my God,
Josh Alexander losing last
Oh my
night.
God, don't get me started, dude. I love AEW so much.
Sorry, Walkie Weapon.
Oh, dude, I cheered as soon as he came out. I'm a big fan of that guy. And
Yes.
I was like, yay. And then my friend and I always watch it together on the phone. And I'm like, yay. And I'm like, oh, dude, they're going to make him lose, dude. God damn it, dude.
Yes. No, shout out to him. When that New Japan show, was it last year? They had some TNA people on there. And I went to La Vix after in San Jose to get a burrito. And he was in there eating a burrito and orange sauce. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Josh Alexander
dope.
Eating locally here. So, eating after the show. But, with that being said, though, with Randy Orton, I'm like, God, I know they kind of teased Solo. Was it last week? I think was it Solo came out, so they could maybe do Solo. Solo doesn't have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
as of
maybe
this
they'll do
moment.
that one.
Yeah, or jumping ahead, maybe he'll get involved with Jacob Fatu. We'll see there. But so yeah, I hope Randy Orton wrestles. Who though? I'm sure he's probably going to win whoever it is again.
It would. I think. Well, now that you said Solo, they should probably do Solo. That way, they don't have to make anyone eat a pin.
Yeah.
And
Well, I just for Solo, I feel bad for him. Like for the last year, he was like the new bloodline leader, doing all these matches, and now he doesn't have a match at WrestleMania.
Dude, you know why? Because Jacob Fatu is so awesome.
I know. Shout out Jacob, local boy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Love Jacob.
So, yeah, I saw him at the same house show that we were talking about at Cal Palace.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago.
APW show, yeah.
And I was like, dude, that big old guy just did like crazy moonsault. Yeah, I've been a fan of him. As soon as I was so excited when he signed, and I was like telling all my friends, like, dude, just watch this guy.
Watch him.
So my friends messaged me.
Yeah.
They're like, man, he is great. Like, yeah.
So, okay, so let's go through the rest of the matches here. So for night one, I'm just going off Wikipedia here, everyone. So for the World Heavyweight title, we got Gunther versus Jey Uso. Main event, Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble this year. Chris, if you had told me like a month ago, how was I feeling about this match? I would have said, dude, this is so underwhelming. It's boring. But the last 3 weeks have now hooked me back in. I'm super excited. We see Gunther take out Jimmy Uso, busted him open, rubbed the blood on him. Jay was
a lot of blood too.
Hand tied to the corner, couldn't save his brother. Following week, he tells Gunther, my mom's like, why didn't you save your brother? And he's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. They cut separate promos.
Great
this week.
promo, man.
I'm so invested in this match.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I was so mad when he won the Rumble. I was so furious. And I was like, I said all kinds of bad stuff on my little thread with my friends.
Yeah.
I was all, this is complete, because I'm like a Gunther guy. I love
Gunther.
He's like in my top 5.
Kind of like my twin. If I lost like 100 pounds, I would definitely look like him. I have a photo of him, and I gotta show you.
That's great.
I have a photo. I gotta show you.
Do you remember when like Gunther, when he was like bigger and he wore the cape, he looked like a Dungeons and Dragons guy, like a total D&D nerd. I mean, I miss that Gunther too, but I mean, he's so great, and like he's one of those guys who lays it in.
Yes.
And I was really kind of like bummed out that Jey Uso won. I was like, God damn, he's gonna wrestle Gunther. And then I immediately was like, now Gunther's gonna lose.
Yeah.
But like you said, the last few weeks they have got. I mean, that promo, Jey Uso, except for The Rock, because The Rock is the best actor by far. The whole family. The Rock is the best actor.
Amazing.
Tickets. But
credentials.
Yeah, all of that. But Jey Uso is like the best actor of that group. He's great.
When he speaks, you feel what he's saying emotionally. Yep. And I think that's having that connection with the audience. That's what's going to make him a really top tier babyface champion. And on top of that, he's going to win because he's going to defeat Gunther, who nearly killed his brother. So he's going to get that revenge. But also you want 60,000 people yeeting. That's going to be a big WrestleMania moment that they'll have forever on video, that they can show in future video packages. Just, everyone yeeting. I mean, that alone, they want Jey to win just to recreate that moment.
He's going to be so out of breath. Dude, that poor guy, he's so out of breath by the time, and then imagine 60,000. Imagine that energy.
He's got to run up and down.
Dude, I hope not. I didn't even think about that. He's going to run up, dude. He's going to take you know what? I could probably catch the main event. I'm going to have time after my show to catch that main event. It's still going to be going on. He's going to walk from the very top.
They should Shawn Michaels him down, just slide down the rope.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to walk.
He's just eating as he goes down real quick.
Poor guy sometimes is so tired.
Yeah.
He's like, all right. Oh, God.
And so, I think he's definitely winning this. But, Gunther, I mean, I love Gunther. I'll say this. I like watching Gunther more than Kenny Omega. I think he's the best. I just love watching his matches. Gunther is just one of the best out there. All right, next up, announced kind of last minute for the World Tag Team titles from Raw. We got the War Raiders defending against the New Day, or as Pat McAfee says, the New Day, just with this heel run that they're on right now. And I'm kind of bummed. I feel bad for the Street Profits and all the tag teams on SmackDown who actually have had major storylines for the last few months. They're not getting a match at WrestleMania. They're going to be on the WrestleMania edition of Friday Night SmackDown this week. So all those guys who've been killer matches, killer storylines on SmackDown, nope, your reward, you're still just doing a regular match on SmackDown. You're not getting on the card. Versus here, the New Day, they turned heel back in December, and then they kind of just cooled off, weren't doing much, just kind of ongoing with LWO.
But when they first turned heel, dude,
amazing.
Dude, them telling, they're telling Big E, it's like, well, Stone Cold, he broke his neck.
Yes.
And he came back. Dude, that whole
Kurt
thing
Angle broke his
so
neck.
mean. That is because you could just picture oh my God, what if you said that to somebody?
Yeah.
In real life, it's such a mean thing to say to somebody. It was so great. Yeah, but they did cool him off. You're right. They definitely cooled him off for a month and a half.
Shout out Kofi. I talked to him 2 days later after that. That's on the YouTube channel. Please go back and watch that interview. I was like, dude, I'm excited to talk to you. You're the most talked about guy this week. So shout out to him.
Did he stay in character or was he cool?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to listen to that.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he was he said.
He was a prick?
Oh, yeah. It's
nice.
Stone Cold came back. He was just referencing.
That's so great.
So, but they were ongoing for months, seems like, with the LWO. War Raiders weren't doing much. They haven't done much with the tag titles, with Judgment Day. Everyone who's had those titles for last year haven't done much. But they kind of heat up New Day again. They used a chair on Raw this week. They had a match with the War Raiders. Tony Hinchcliffe was on commentary this week, and they had the chairs. War Raiders got DQ, so New Day was demanding a rematch. So yeah, this feud that's just kind of came out of nowhere in the last week or two is getting a match at WrestleMania. I'm assuming the New Day is gonna win. They deserve to win because you got to do something with this heel turn you got to give them something.
Yeah.
I think
they're gonna win.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, next up we got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano, he's kind of just came out of nowhere. We saw Chad Gable a couple months ago travel to Mexico, trying to figure out a way how to beat luchadors because he was struggling. All of a sudden, we see this El Grande Americano out of nowhere show up. Amazing video package.
The exact same as
Yes.
Chad Gable. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Look for the back tattoo. That's like a big giveaway. But El Grande Americano shows up. The video package, I thought it was hysterical. It looked like it was an AI made video, and it's just ridiculous, like lore that they created for this guy.
That was such a funny package. Yeah,
absolutely. It's so insanely ridiculous, and to me,
like whoever wrote that
yes,
did a great job because that was really funny.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's like it's so tough, as we mentioned earlier, to get heat in 2025. It's the fact that people are like booing this guy and like hating him. It's like that's what you want out of your heel wrestlers. So shout out to El Grande Americano. So he's been kind of cheating on the LWO. We see with the headbutts and the steel in his head. I feel like, not to break kayfabe. Okay, it's Chad Gable under there. Everyone says it's not him. I feel like El Grande should win here. And that way they can extend this feud, and that way El Grande has a little bit more legs there.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're thinking.
He has to win. Yeah, he's got to win.
Okay, so I think he's going to win, and they're going to stretch this out a little bit. And I think eventually Ray will win and take off the mask off El Grande. Maybe a match or mask versus mask at some point. So I think,
or maybe have someone like Ray Phoenix do that. Maybe like someone like that can do that.
Okay, that'd be cool. Or some, yeah. Okay, I just think
Penta or somebody. Yeah, I mean, because Ray's getting so. I mean, he's got his spots now, but
yeah,
he's getting up there.
I mean, they got Dragon Lee, they got Penta. I mean, there's some other guys who can come in at some point. But yeah, I think they want this El Grande character to last a little bit longer. So I think he wins here, and they stretch it out for the big reveal at some point in the near future. All right, we got Jade Cargill taking on Naomi, singles match here. This match came to be after, Jay got thrown into a car a few months ago. It was off TV for a long time. Then it was revealed Naomi was the one that pushed her because she was just jealous that Jade was becoming Bianca's bestie and she was playing third wheel there.
Which happens all the time in real life.
I know, exactly. So this feud, Naomi like admitting that she did it. I thought it was a great segment with her and Bianca. Like Naomi like crying on the spot.
I hate it.
You hated it?
I did it.
Oh, I did it. So, yeah, no, it was great. Like,
they were crying.
Yeah, like, she was like on cue doing that. I was like, that's incredible. Now, for this match, though, I feel like you don't want Jade to lose because she just came back, technically.
But she's also kicked her ass 3 times. You know what I mean? Yes. She's kicked her ass every week for like 6
Yeah, she's like been hunting her down.
That's why it's weird that they're having a singles match. I was like she's already walked out like past Bianca and just beat her up.
Yes.
So maybe there could be some kind of angle. Maybe like
I wonder. First of all, I love Naomi's promos, like, proceed with caution, like that concept. Like, that's a cool little line for her. I like her promos. I'm like, ooh, I think they could really do a lot of cool stuff as this new heel persona. So with that being said, I want to see her kind of get some more wins under her belt. I wonder if some wonky finish. Maybe she has her own new faction.
Yeah.
Because wasn't there Lash Legend and the other girl in NXT? They were kind of dabbling on SmackDown. Yeah. So
so they could actually come and help her win, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe she gets some help to win because to protect Jade.
Yeah, because she can lose. I mean, dude, she looks like $1 million. I mean,
amazing. I know. Huge crush.
I would kill for one of those arms.
Me too.
I worked out so hard, and I could never look like Jay Cargill.
I know. The back and forth between the two of them on Twitter has been hysterical too. Just calling each other out on implants and injections. It's hilarious. Check it out on Twitter. So yeah, I think Naomi should win, and then Jay could totally recover and get a follow-up win at some point down the road. All right, for the U.S. title, we got LA Knight, defending against Jacob Fatu. Jacob won the last man standing match against Braun Strowman a couple weeks ago, so he's the #1 contender. Man, you and I, as you mentioned earlier, you and I both love Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's a Bay Area guy.
Yeah, he's got to win.
Super happy for him. His first WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's got a ton of
He has a great story, too. Man.
Yes.
He was in jail. He saw his cousins killing it.
Yes.
He was like, I don't have to be,
Mm-hmm.
his promo, I mean, I was telling my friends, like, he made sounding like going to prison sound cool. He's like, I was in that box.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, oh my God. Like, maybe I can learn lessons if I go in the box. Like, he's that kind of, and his weird little shaky moves he does. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm all in, dude.
He is amazing.
He's got to win, right? What do you think?
Yes, he should win. But if Solo's not facing Randy Orton, I can see Solo costing Jacob, and that's how you protect Jacob, and then LA Knight can retain. Because LA Knight just won the title back off Shinsuke when Shinsuke had probably one of the worst U.S. title reigns of all time.
It was so random.
He didn't do nothing. Yeah. He came back as like this Sith Lord looking guy.
It was cool, yeah.
I loved it. But once he beat the title off LA Knight, he didn't do anything other than make that appearance, I think, in Noah in Japan. He hadn't done much else with it. So LA Knight won it back. And even LA Knight, he's kind of been mixing it up with all those guys, Braun, Jacob, and the, former members of the Bloodline. I want LA Knight to win, to give him more legs as U.S. champion. So I think the way to protect Jacob is I think Solo can get involved and cost him the match. So I think that's probably the easiest way to protect Jacob. But,
I don't want to. Oh yeah.
But I'm with you. I don't want to see Jacob lose as well. But like I love LA Knight too, and because right now it kind of looks like a lot of heels are winning right now. Yeah. So okay. Next up for the WWE Women's Championship, we got Tiffany Stratton defending against Charlotte Flair. Dude, you're right. Charlotte won the Royal Rumble. A lot of people were kind of upset. But keep in mind, she was brought back as a heel. Like those video packages before the Royal Rumble, like, over the top, rich lifestyle. That's a heel type promo. I think a lot of people thought at first maybe she was going to be a baby face. But
yeah, well, it's weird when she's been gone so long and you try to make her a heel just because people are going to like naturally want her to do well just because as a person, oh man, she's back. She was hurt and now she's back.
Yeah.
But she's, dude,
it's been
she makes herself very unlikable. Yeah. She like
these the promos, first off, I was just, I think at first people thought someone makes a big comeback after a long time injury, you're out for an injury. Like naturally you want to cheer for them that they're back. But like, her delivery and stuff, is she a promo? Is a babyface? I think people were kind of confused at first, but I'm like, well, her video packages were heel-like. So, but on top of that, she never like fully explained why she chose Tiffany. So I think a lot of people were scratching their heads like, wait, why is this match happening? She kept saying, I feel sorry for her. They had the side-by-side video promo, and she was stepping all over Tiffany and cutting her off. So I think a lot of people were just hating on Charlotte. So just awkward. And then the promo they had in the ring a couple weeks ago where Charlotte was trying to say, Tiffany's boyfriend is in her DMs.
Well, that was after she got embarrassed and didn't have anything. It was like so obvious.
And the dirt sheets were reporting that Tiffany knew that Charlotte might go off script again. So she was ready with some unscripted lines.
Barbs.
So that's why she went with like the 0-3 outside the ring so divorces.
Mean.
I know. So.
And then the little woo. And then as she threw the mic down and ran out. Yeah.
I wonder if this is Charlotte's way of testing Tiffany to see if she can sink or swim as champion, because she's still very green to the business, to WWE. I want to say Tiffany's going to win. I hope it's a great match despite the messy build to this match. I have a feeling, though, I want it to be a good match, and I think Tiffany should win to keep this title reign going.
You know what? I didn't care, and then after it's been like a train wreck, now I'm kind of like, I'm curious if they're even going to be able to coexist.
Could it turn to a shoot fight in the ring?
Who knows? Maybe.
That would be interesting.
I mean, well, now I'm actually interested in it. I wasn't interested before, but now I say probably, I think you kind of have, I wouldn't be shocked if they have like Charlotte win. Just because,
get her title reign numbers up to beat her dad's record too.
And then have like Tiffany Chase a little bit.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Baby face. Well, even though she's a real peach, that girl.
I know, exactly.
She's also like they're both kind of like abrasively.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to sit and ride a car with either of those women.
You're right. No, they're right. It's a lot to deal with.
By the way, I usually think that like if a female was like mean, that's usually like one of my turn-ons. But for these two women, they're too mean.
Too mean.
They're too mean. That. Yeah, no. I can't do anything with that.
No, not at all.
Like a little bit of mean, I'm like, oh yeah.
Ludwig's a much better man than both of us. I feel bad for Andrade more now.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, for the main event for night one, we got CM Punk finally gain his main event opportunity at a WrestleMania triple threat match against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And you and I were watching a little bit of the segment from Raw this week. This really has turned into like a high school drama of like trying to win Paul Heyman's love.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I mean, is that the best way to sum this up
it
now?
Is. Yeah.
Like it's CM Punk had a favor going back to Survivor Series War Games, and come to find out a couple weeks ago after he signed the contract, he said, main eventing WrestleMania, that's not my favor. The following week, it was revealed he wants Paul Heyman in his corner. Go back, it was all over Twitter and stuff. And back in 2013, Paul Heyman and CM Punk had a promo in the ring, and Paul Heyman says, when you main event WrestleMania, I will walk you down the aisle. Wait, to the aisle? to the ring.
Well, that's what it seems like they're doing.
Yes,
anyway,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
maybe they will walk down the aisle.
So hand in hand down the aisle. So it's, as we saw, as CM Punk referenced, like, I want you in my corner for WrestleMania, which got Roman Reigns all upset. Trying to tell Paul Heyman, like, break this off, man. Don't let this happen. Seth is laughing. It's like, I told you, Roman. And so now they've been going back and forth. To me, this whole build it's just kind of awkward as far as, yes, are they all just like, if I'm Roman Reigns, like, why do I care? I guess because is it the psychology for CM Punk's like, he's always winning with Paul Heyman in his corner. If I could take him away from his corner, I have an advantage because I'll mess with Roman's psyche.
I thought it was more like they're just friends.
Yeah.
You're right. It's like a love story.
Yes.
About friendship.
And then Seth Rollins, last week told Paul Heyman's like, why are you aligning with both these guys? Why do you care? Roman Reigns uses you. CM Punk is all about making money and not friends in this business. Why do you care about supporting them? I can take you out, put you in the hospital, and then you won't have to be at WrestleMania to solve that problem. But he held back and he says, now you owe me a favor. So he's holding that over his head. It's just interesting. Like, where is this going? And then this week on Raw, Seth Rollins cuts the promo and said, the winner of this match determines the future of WWE. And I'm like, how? Like, maybe the winner could be the new number one contender for a title. You can throw that in. But, like, what's at stake here? Because Roman's probably going to, lose and just disappear for a few months. Seth and CM Punk are going to stick around. So, a lot of people are thinking maybe Paul Heyman turns on CM Punk and aligns with Seth.
Yes.
To me, like, I don't know what do you get out of that aligning with Seth Rollins unless he just believed what he was telling him.
It kind of goes with the 10-year anniversary of like the big heist.
Yes.
Of the
heist of the century.
Heist of the century. It kind of goes with that whole thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they're going. And then it kind of makes Seth a little bit more interesting. And then also he'll have a mouthpiece. We won't have to hear his cackle. Oh my gosh, dude! I love Seth Rollins, but his cackle sometimes. I'm a visionary. It's a little much sometimes.
It could give him a new character, freshening up.
Yeah,
new character for him as far as
it keeps CM Punk as even more of like a baby face.
Yeah. It's just weird though because Paul Heyman doesn't turn a lot. The only time I remember he turned on Brock Lesnar to align with Big Show back in the day, and then ultimately kind of turned on Brock Lesnar again to go with Roman. So it's not too often. So it would be interesting if he does turn on both those guys to go with Seth. Part of me is like, I want CM Punk to win because it's his first WrestleMania main events opportunity. So I want CM Punk to win. That's where I'm coming from. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right, night 2. Let's power through this. Triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky, the champion, taking on Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Man, this is another messy build here. Rhea Ripley is sticking her nose in Bianca Belair and Io Sky's business. Bianca Belair, like, if you just look on paper how this is laid out, Bianca won Elimination Chamber, number one contender for Io Sky's title. That's it. Rhea, even though the crowd loves her, she's kind of like playing like a heel role as far as like sticking her nose in, grabbing like a little kid, taking a contract, signing her name on it.
Sign her name in like the column of the contract.
Yes.
I've tried to do that in real life and it does not work.
I know, exactly. For anyone seeing legal papers, the contract, you just cannot add your name to that. And she's like, keeps sticking her nose in. And like Rhea and Io had the rematch. Bianca was the ref. She just got annoyed being pushed around, so she called the match off, DQ. And then Adam Pearce was like, all right, Rhea, I'm tired. You guys are not professionals. You're added to the match. So it's like Rhea got her way by being an obnoxious person.
And they also teased it for like, it was a long, drawn-out thing for like 6 weeks. Because you knew exactly where it was going.
Yes.
And then it just took a little long to get there.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, yeah, I guess they want to, include everyone. So I guess that's cool.
Yes, and that's the thing. They're the three best, female wrestlers on Raw right now, the top stars. So I get, like, from a real standpoint, like getting all of them on WrestleMania. I love all three of them. They're all awesome. It's a little tough though. They're all baby faces, so it's kind of an interesting dynamic, triple threat baby faces. But Bianca Belair has an undefeated streak going right now at WrestleMania, so I have a feeling she's gonna win here, which bums me out because Io just won that title.
Yeah.
And it's like a really short title reign, but I think it's gonna be Bianca who's gonna win here.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And maybe Rhea goes on a chase,
Or for the streak.
Yeah, and so keeps her streak going, and then you can do a proper build for Rhea versus Bianca next year. That's the money match everyone wants to see at some point. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, for the women's tag team titles, you got Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez taking on Bayley, Lyra, Valkyria. Bayley, Lyra won the tag team gauntlet last week on SmackDown. So this match, I'm like, it's just a thrown together match. You got the gauntlet match this week on SmackDown. Bayley, Lyra win, and then the following week on Raw this week, they have was it Bayley versus was it Liv? I'm trying to remember now. Oh my god, blanking. But anyway, it's a very quick thrown together. It's a filler match for this show. So I think Liv and Raquel, who just won the titles not too long ago, I just see they're just going to retain there. So,
but I just want to see Lyra. She's my girl.
I love, dude. She is badass. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Okay. Next up, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Another kind of thrown together match here. I mean, was it AJ interrupted Logan at Madison Square Garden last month? Then they had a follow-up segment this week on Raw. After AJ beat Karrion Kross, Logan comes out and Karrion gets involved. Logan ultimately just sucker punched AJ. That's really about it. Yeah. Actually, Logan Paul did eliminate AJ Styles at Royal Rumble, but they haven't really brought that up too much. So they have a little history for the last couple months, but it's still a thrown together match. I want AJ to win because I think he doesn't have the best record at WrestleMania, but he's one of the all-time greats. I want him to get more wins at WrestleMania, so I want him to win. So I don't know how you're feeling on.
I think they got to have Paul win because they invest a lot of money in that guy.
Yes.
I mean, so I'm not a fan.
I mean,
he's great at playing an asshole.
Exactly.
He's an asshole. Yeah. So it's like.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, no, he's a prick, and his brother's a prick.
Yes.
And I don't want to plug my stuff again, but I will. I have a whole joke about Jake Paul about how he's like the whole just like he's 27-year-old taking steroids to like beat up a 58-year-old, and that's the way I look at it. And his brother's just as bad.
Yeah.
So, but I do know that he's a good prick. He's a great people boo him. I mean, he's got real heat. Like, people don't like him.
He knows what he's doing, and he is athletic, natural. So, like, I do give him credit. Like, he's pick up the matches. I know he gets a lot of time to prep and everything, but when he goes out there, he does deliver big moments, and he's athletic, great in the ring, and
his finisher. I try to hate him, dude, but his new finisher is great. Yeah,
dude, that's great. Pulverizer.
Yeah,
dude,
it's someone from. It's someone from like New Japan's move, right? Or something like that, or like All Japan or something.
I don't know off the top of my head, but it did look familiar. Like, I was like, where'd this come from? Because obviously.
I definitely see it on Fire Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that game that's on PlayStation. Yeah,
nice.
It's definitely on there. Yeah, he's a great finisher. It's like very awesome.
Fatal 4-way match for the IC title. We got Braun Breaker defending against Penta, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio. These four have been kind of going at it for the last few weeks. As far as Dominic being added to the match because Liv is like, if you have two members of Judgment Day, increases the odds of someone from Judgment Day walking out of there with the IC title. Penta, Braun were tag team at first, but then Braun accidentally speared Penta. They got mad at each other backstage, so they hate each other now. It's turned into this whole chaotic Fatal 4-way here. I think Fatal 4-way, one, protects Braun Breaker. I have a feeling because Dominic is due, I think, for a big win. Finn doesn't believe in Dominic. He's like, doesn't think he can win anything. I really think Dominic wins the IC title.
I think he wins, and I think everyone gets really mad.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think he's going to win. I think it's really funny. He's going to win.
He's going to win.
And
it creates more tension between him and
I
Finn.
wouldn't be surprised if our buddy JD with his giant ass head comes out, and he's got a huge head, dude. I know people talk about it, but he does have a big noggin,
and he's talked about it in interviews.
And like he's
now.
a good sport about it
Yes.
too. Yeah, he's a great sport about it. I mean, dude, that injury where he punctured his lung and then did moonsaults and kept
onto
wrestling
the table. Yeah,
dude, he deserves like some kind of like mania moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out and helps Dominic maybe because I think it's been about 3 months. And I think
recovery time. Yeah. I mean, he's had great moments like what was it, the War Games match when he took the RKO off the cage.
He's a stud, dude. That injury was something else, man.
And keep going. What a badass tough.
He's
dude.
like, well, I knew that my head was fine, but my ribs felt like Rice Krispies is how he described it. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
That's painful. So I think Dominic wins, and that creates more tension, like Finn being pissed off at Dominic. And so I think that ultimately the Judgment Day needs to implode at some point. It needs to end. So I think this could be the beginning of the end for Judgment Day. So you protect Braun. Braun, I think he's been a 2-time IC champion. He can move up to the main event scene. I think if Jay wins, Jay and Braun do have history for the IC title last year. So I think that could be a great opponent for Jay.
Oh, yeah.
For the world title at some point. So if you want to play that little bit of a long game there between the two of them, perfect. Penta, I know he's so over right now, fresh to the company, but you could do a little bit more with him to build him up for a future title run. So
so I think they pinned probably Finn, right?
Yeah, I think Dominic pins Finn, and that creates all the tension moving forward.
And then you say Penta, and then you also say Braun.
Exactly.
So they don't have to eat it.
Exactly. All right, 2 more. Sin City street fight between Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. I've been enjoying the build for this because, one, they do have legit history between over the last year. Drew has made up a good point. Shout out Drew McIntyre, friend of the podcast. He's like,
is he? Dude, he's on fire, dude.
He's the most interviewed wrestler. I've interviewed him probably like 8-9 times. He's
really?
Amazing guy. He is like, sorry to break kayfabe, he's such a good guy. So I'm super happy for him.
Oh, his social media game.
Amazing.
He is such a funny prick.
With the glass spot and like
the glass spot and then like the
Cry Me a
photos with
River.
like Jungle Boy. Like I still want to. I mean, we'll like talk off air. I still want to know how he talked to Jungle Boy in that photo. He's so funny, man.
Yes, I think he caught him at an airport or something.
Yeah, he's such a little shit stirrer.
I know. I do check from time. I'll send like Drew McIntyre like a message here and there just to check in, and he's always super cool to respond and everything. So, but this match though, I like. Drew McIntyre, amazing 2024. Unfortunately, he did get some big losses or suffered a lot, but that's all part of his heel run of him losing. But he brought up a good point. Damian Priest was there to capitalize on all his faults. So when he failed cash in, losing other matches. So he has legit beef with Damian Priest that like, dude, like you've only won because of my failure. So it has a natural building. Plus the Royal Rumble, Damian eliminated Drew McIntyre, Elimination Chamber. He eliminated him there as well. So there's a lot here. With that being said, though, Drew, I think, finally gets his big win over Damian to like.
Yeah, he's got to win, and then we'll set him up, him versus well, we don't. We'll get to that in a minute. But
yes,
if Cody wins, you have a built-in.
Absolutely.
He's right there.
So, all right, let's jump into it. So, last match of the weekend for the undisputed WWE Championship. We got Cody Rhodes defending against a heel John Cena. First, what do you think of John Cena's heel run thus far from Elimination Chamber?
Oh, it's awesome.
And the 3
His promos have been great. He's been a real ass, which is what he should be doing.
Yeah.
Like, just a little brat. Like, I'm going to take the belt home. I'm here to ruin pro wrestling. Yeah. It's so funny.
I love... So the 3 promos, I like how he divided it up. It's almost like an essay. He had 3 reasons. So the first promo was calling out the fans, why he hates them now. The second promo was explaining what's he going to do when he wins. Retire, take the belt home, ruin wrestling. And then the third promo was just breaking down Cody Rhodes. Like, you were just my chauffeur, and now you're the champion. You have the belt that I made great, or title, excuse me. You have the title that I made great. And you're a fake. You're not authentic. So I love how each promo has been focused on different topics. Yeah. With that being said, though, I think, and it pains me because, I'm a Cody guy. I love Cody, but Cody's had a great year-plus title reign. I think this is where Cena breaks the record and wins the title. I think that you got to do that. And what way to end WrestleMania 41? John Cena, heel John Cena, holding up the title, celebrating. breaks the record.
And do you think that our all-time favorite person and human being, The Rock, is going to interfere?
I hope so, because we haven't seen him since
Yeah.
Toronto Elimination Chamber. I've missed him because you and I love him so much.
Dude, he's the best.
He needs to come back. So I wonder if this
Him and his goosebumps, dude.
I know, dude.
He's a goosebump addict.
I know. Great book too as a kid.
He's got a problem.
You should get R.L. Stein out there too. So, but no, you think Travis Scott comes out there too?
Yeah, and I hope someone kicks him right in the dick. That guy, dude. He threw a live round. Round.
And Cody said he wants his receipt, so I hope he gets.
I hope that guy is. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna. I hope so. Yeah, maybe that'll be the way that they send people home kind of happy. Remember how like I was at the one in L.A. when it was that Fatal 4-Way with The Rock and Mick Foley and Triple H,
Undertaker,
and the Giant. Well, the Big Show.
Big Show. Oh,
yeah, I was there at that one, and
was that the one with the McMahon in every corner?
Yes, whoa. And like Triple H won
2000.
But they sent everyone home happy because The Rock gave Stephanie the elbow at the end. That was how they sent everyone home happy.
Okay.
Because everyone's like, wait, hold on, did he just lose? Like everyone's kind of looking around, and then they ended it that way, and then
okay,
that was how they got out of it.
Okay,
but
so Cody, all right,
maybe him punching Travis Scott in the face will be the happy ending for everybody.
While Cena's walking away with the title,
he hits him right in the mush. I swear, hard too.
And takes the sage that he was using and like. Yeah. I still don't get why Travis Scott was in the ring lighting sage while The Rock. That was interesting just seeing Travis Scott there. So, but anyway, I'm excited for the weekend. I know the build's been in question on various moments over the last few weeks on Raw and SmackDown, but nonetheless, it's WrestleMania. It's the biggest show of the year. You know, a lot of these matches I'm sure are going to deliver, and it's going to be a great weekend. Is there any other thoughts on WrestleMania that you're looking forward to?
I mean, I'm excited. As you know, like seeing Punk, he finally gets the main event, and then we get like a heel Cena.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, some of it, like you said, it's kind of thrown together, but I mean, it's to be expected. You have like 13 matches, you can't make them all main events. You just can't. So so it'll be cool, and hopefully Travis Scott gets hit really hard in the face.
Or in the balls.
Or in the balls, yeah. Both, maybe. Maybe like a double shot.
Absolutely. But nonetheless, so yes, I'll do a full review after WrestleMania is done, and looking forward to as well. But no, Kris, listen, I know it's a busy day for you. Thank you so much for making the time coming down here, man.
I'm excited to be here, man. Anytime I could nerd out over wrestling, especially WrestleMania.
You gotta come on here more regularly.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime.
Well, no, here's the thing. Like, it's kind of tough sometimes finding other people in the Bay Area who are like wrestling fans that want to do podcasting and stuff. You know, it's kind of thin out there at times. So I love getting other people on, other voices, other perspectives, opinions, all that stuff. So definitely love to have you on more regular. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks,
so
man.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
For having me, dude.
Thank you. So yeah, I encourage everyone, go see Kris Tinkle this Saturday, April 19th, Chronic Culture, 415 10th Street in San Francisco.
Well, across from Costco, so you can buy your groceries and then come on up.
Really?
Yeah, it's right from Costco, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So by where Slim's was.
I think so, yeah, in that area, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I saw YOLO, the place that took over, that just shut down too now.
Oh,
so
did it?
I hope Slim's comes back. That's what I'm hopeful for. I saw in the newspaper. But, I encourage everyone, follow you on social media, Kris Tinkle Comedy on Instagram. Go to Eventbrite, get your tickets for your show. I have everything in the description down below if you're watching this on YouTube or listening, wherever you get your podcast at. Kris, anywhere else? Anything else you need to plug, promote for everyone?
No, that's it, man. You can watch that special I put out, and if anyone is like hurting for money, hit me up on Instagram, and I can get you a couple tickets, dude. I was gonna say that anyway. So yeah, if anyone's like, I'll go. I miss the main event, but I need like free tickets. All right, I got you.
Really? Okay, that's very nice of you. So yeah, definitely follow Kris on Instagram, and please support the guy. We love supporting our local comics out here in the Bay Area. So follow me, Baby Huey Official on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Baby Huey83 at In The Kliq, inthe@gmail.com. And on that note, let's go home, and that's the bottom line because Huey said so.